Scotty Fowler from B-Plan and Survey here. We've decided to kick off our development guide videos with subdivision, as this is a very common query we receive. Of course, those queries being, can I subdivide my land? Or what should I be looking for if I'm looking to purchase a property to subdivide? Every single zone has different minimum lot sizes, so it's very important to check this out before you proceed further with purchasing a property or whether or not you're trying to establish you can subdivide your property. Every council has different minimum lot sizes depending on the zone, so you've got to be aware of this and make sure that you check for each council that you're dealing with. One of the first things you need to look at is the zoning of your land and also your lot size. Every zone has different minimum lot sizes, so this can have a significant impact on what you can and can't do with your property or the property you're looking to purchase. Almost every council has different lot size requirements though, depending on the zone, so that is also something to be aware of. Now I've decided to use Brisbane as an example. Most councils have what's called interactive mapping. So this is a free service that councils are offering online, so you can do a lot of searches on there and get a lot of valuable information from that before calling us up to have further chat about whether or not it is possible to do the subdivision. So the first thing you can do on the Brisbane City Council website, and I won't go into getting into the Brisbane City Council website as I'm sure most people are quite savvy with Google searching these days, but once you're at the home page, the first thing to do is just click on this Planning and Building tab, then click on the City Plan 2000 tab, Brisbane City Plan 2014, and then you can either choose to go into the planning scheme or the interactive mapping. So under the old schemes you could just do the property inquiry search, whereas these days I'd suggest going into the mapping, as you can also do, and also then just click on the interactive mapping tool tab here. Because once you're in here, you can bring up the property report. So if you click on the search tab, I might just use Upper Mount Cravat as an example. So put in the suburb, the street or road, and then the number. And so that will bring up the property that you've searched for. Then the next is go up to this property tab up the top here and come back to the property and click on it. And that'll bring up the property report with all the property details here. But if you click further, it will then bring up the report for that property. So this property report outlines the zoning. So this property is in the low density residential zone, the area being 809 square metres, and then also outlines all of the overlays which the property is identified as being affected by. We'll go into those in more detail in future videos, but yeah, today we'll just look at the zoning and the lot size. So once you've established which zone it is, so this one being low density residential, and your area as well, you can then go into the planning scheme. Again, I'm in the home page at the moment. If you just click on Planning and Building again, City Plan 2014, then click on the City Plan tab and go to the E-Plan. So this will bring up all of Council's codes and assessment tables which would be applicable for looking at whether or not you can subdivide the property that you're looking at. I'll just go straight into the codes which outlines the lot sizes for each zone. So if you go into development codes, and the subdivision code is under other development codes. Now if you're not in Brisbane City Council, all of the planning schemes are now set out the same way, so it should be a similar layout, but going into the subdivision code it may be called the reconfiguring lot code. And in the case of Brisbane, if you go right to the bottom of the code, there are a few tables at the bottom here which outline the minimum lot size for those zones. So in the low density residential zone, where you've got 809 square metres, you'd be looking at whether or not you can propose a small lot. So in the low density residential zone, which is here, the minimum lot size for a small lot is 400 square metres, and for a rear lot is 600 square metres. So in the case, if you go back to the interactive mapping, in the case of this lot where it's 809 square metres and you're in the low density zone, you can go down to 400 square metres. So from a zoning point of view and minimum lot size point of view, it means that it would be possible to subdivide in this instance, given that you can meet that minimum lot size. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope that tip was useful for whether or not you're looking at purchasing a property or possibly seeing if you can subdivide your own land. Of course, remember there are a number of other things to consider, so if you do have any further queries, just give us a call on 1300 275 266. This is Brodie Fowler from B Plan and Survey.